Hello and welcome to the Podsters.
A podcast with two brown Catholic South Africans teach you things you didn't learn in high school.
Now, stay tuned for your hosts, the Duke and Dame of Stirring the Pot, Bugz
And Blue.
Oh shit!
Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello, everybody.
How's it going, Bugz? How are you?
Strangely cold. I mean, this is supposed to be spring.
It's freaking cold.
Bearing in mind that cold, by Durban standards, is like 17 degrees.
That is cold.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
It's shush, but it's cold. I even tell my job friends that it's 17 degrees and they say, in Durban! I'm like, yeah, Durban. So,
And it's like, what? That's cold?
yeah, that is cold.
It's really not.
It is.
But anyway.
Okay, anyway. Speaking of cold and weather and stuff like that, today's episode is about the environment and what we can do to help the environment and be...
Because it's spring!
Spring has sprung, as you may have heard from our last episode.
Yes.
So this week we are talking about our responsibility towards the environment and what we can do
To go green!
go green and assist Mother Nature or not destroy Mother Nature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mother Nature is pretty self-sufficient,
True,
but we
true.
need to do our thing
To
to not
reduce our
make
carbon footprint and what.
and to not make her life more difficult.
Okay, so we're going to talk about recycling, and I think the first thing that we need to touch on is what South African industry is doing about recycling. Do we have enough recyclers?
Are we
How
doing
much-
anything? What are
Well,
we doing?
When in 2018, we recycled about 20,000 tons of plastic.
That's a fair amount. I wonder
Yeah.
if that's gone up in 2 years.
Well, from what I've checked, I didn't find anything recently. I think 2 years ago was the
It was
earliest
the
stats
most
we could find.
recent info we
Yeah.
could get.
The other interesting thing that I found was we have at least 300 recycling companies within South Africa.
I found that really interesting because...
Do you think that's a lot? Do you think we need more?
You see, this is my dilemma because the 300 recycling companies, they could be like industrial or commercial level.
Well, from what I read or what I found out is they are industrial ones, but they also comprise of the smaller ones that require offcuts, or like if you have an industry or a company who uses maybe like material, so whatever material left over, they go and pick it up and they recycle it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's all included in 300.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I won't lie, I had no idea that South Africa had 300.
Yeah.
I kind of knew like 5, and I was just like, I'm so clever. I'm a little hippie child. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
like
know.
recycle everything, and I'm just like, compost,
Yeah.
recycle, earthing.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well-
it was interesting to find out that there were like 300 companies
Yeah,
in
and
the
they
country.
recycle like a fifth of our waste into a fifth of our waste was recycled into something in 2018.
1/5, so
Yeah.
that's only 20%.
Well, 1/5 of 70% of our total waste was converted into something. Yeah.
So not necessarily recycled.
Yeah,
it's
but-
like reused as
Yeah,
well.
whatever was needed, they made stuff from there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I also remember that South Africa is pretty high up on the list of countries who recycle.
Correct. Yeah, we have a strong industry.
Yay!
Yeah, I think we're doing well for a third world country, but I think we can do a lot more. I think the companies are doing a lot more. I think we as people
Correct.
need to do a lot more. What do you think the people can do?
Some of the things that you can do is you can start to recycle at home and at work.
Okay.
And I think the most important thing is actually taking that step.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, South Africa doesn't really have a culture of recycling.
Not at all.
So well and good we have those 300 companies, but there isn't really a culture of seeing the recycle bins all over and having your different days
Bins.
for waste
Oh,
collection
yeah.
and stuff
Okay.
like how it happens overseas. So I think the first thing that you can do in terms of your recycling at home and at work is to start sorting your waste.
Okay.
So your extra printing, your packaging.
You mean extra printing as in paper?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
So separate your waste into
Plastic,
paper,
glass, bottles.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
right.
And then you can either contact one of those 300 companies to make an arrangement with your office or at home to try and find out where their depot is or things like that. So
Okay.
it does take a little bit of effort, but as someone who does it avidly,
I was just about to say.
as someone who does it avidly, it becomes second nature. Like,
Correct.
I've
Well-
reached a point where I'm just like, I feel bad throwing things in the bin now.
But also, we've been having a problem with recycling because there was a Woolworths that had recycling bins and now they're taking it away.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a... We've been struggling to find somewhere where we can recycle
Correct.
as well.
Woolworths, we're going to take this up with you.
Okay.
Seriously, Woolworths, we're going to take this up with you because you're killing our recycling and my tree hugging.
But we do
vibes.
have some information at the end, right, for where we can find other recycling. So,
Yay!
listen on. I think we can also create a less waste.
How do we do that?
We reuse our bags, our tote bags, our shopping bags.
Oh, yes. No, I'm a plastic.
Yeah, so... if
Once
you-
the checkers.
But I'm guilty. I have bags at home, but I keep forgetting them. So I think a good tip is to leave some bags in your car if you're going out.
Correct. My mama does that.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of those cloth shopping bags that stay with us, and it's been years since we started using. I mean, since we used Ama checkers.
Yeah.
So much so that we don't even have any. Like we
I've
actually
noticed.
hustle.
I've seen that firsthand.
We hustle
so-
at home. We're like, oh crap, we don't actually have any. Just like random checkers packets.
Also, if you buy just the food that you need instead of buying extra. I mean, we are a society that buys...
Overconsumption.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Yeah, we just overconsume. And then a lot of food goes to waste. I mean, for myself, I know as living alone, there's times where I overbuy and then like, the stuff is gone, it gets spoiled. And then I
True.
start, chucking away. So I think now I just buy the necessities for the week or whatever it is. And if I need, then I'd rather go to the shop and buy it.
Exactly. And it's a tricky one because a lot of people buy monthly.
Yeah.
And then you do like your big monthly
Yeah,
grocery
yeah.
shop, and then you kind of just like, okay, how are vegetables gonna last a whole
True,
month? And
I think also another tip, maybe share your vegetables with someone, like with your mom or your neighbor or your brother, your sister, whoever. If you're buying a big load you don't need, maybe just split it in half.
exactly, because there's no point in like the whole family buying a pocket of potatoes
Exactly.
each when no one's gonna use them.
Unless you eat a lot of potatoes, I mean, but come on.
Who
Yeah.
can eat a whole bucket of potatoes by themselves? This is another one, and I kind of started doing this as
Yeah.
well. Is to carry a water bottle around.
Okay.
So your own
Or a travel mug.
travel mug,
Water
a
bottle.
water
Okay,
bottle.
so like your own cup kind of thing.
Basically your own cup, so that if you're going to buy a cup of coffee or whatever it is, you have your own cup. So
But now, if you buy a cup of coffee, you're allowed to give them that cup.
yeah.
Oh.
I don't know during COVID-19
Yeah, that's not-
regulations, but on the regular, yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
most tree hugger baristas will
Right.
allow you to do that. And also by carrying around your own like glass water bottle or a BPA free reusable bottle, you're reducing the amount of plastic that goes into a landfill, or
Yeah.
you even cutting down energy usage because less plastic is needed for production. So there's no need to go and buy water.
Yeah, true.
We get water for free.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think also a problem we have is with our electricity and energy. So I think
Whatever you can do to reduce it.
I think to cut out if you can cut your energy consumption, that's also creating less of a environmental impact. So if you unplug your devices or switch off the appliances you're not using, not only will Escom be happier and maybe reduce load shedding.
Hopefully the load shedding man will just be
Yeah.
like, hey, you guys were behaving.
Yeah, even your laptop or your PC. I mean your PC. If you put it to sleep or switch it off when you step away from your desk, instead of
Exactly.
leaving it on. Because I know some people leave their PCs on the whole night. That's not. I mean,
Leave your PC on all
well,
night.
Well, obviously they'll go to sleep, but I mean they walk away and they leave it on, and I always put it to sleep or off and then unswitch the plug off.
Ah,
Yeah.
look at you being responsible. Do you know lots of people who do things like this though?
What, recycle or
I don't know, switch plugs off, recycle, the whole shebang.
switch plugs off? I think that's
It's also
I don't
cost
know.
effective. Guys, besides
Yeah.
the fact that it's helping Mother Nature and ESCOM,
Exactly.
it's cost effective.
Yeah,
So, also a famous one, switch your lights off if you're not in use.
true.
There is no reason.
I use 2 lights at home at any given time. It's only 2 lights that are on. Well, it'll be Jet's bedroom or Jet's room, and then
It's his bun.
and my computer room. If I'm in my computer room, if I'm in the lounge, it's always off because it's his lights on, and I just watch
Yeah,
TV.
fact, there's no need.
That's only so maybe 1 light at a time. All the other lights are off.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Well
it
done.
saves money.
Saves
and it
money,
energy.
saves
Yeah,
electricity.
So I'm happy. Yeah.
And if you want to like up your game even more, is to use energy saver bulbs.
Oh
So-
yes, I bought those. And you know what? They last freaking long, dude.
They do,
I'm
they
like,
do.
I'm like, is this globe still working? You know? I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like a forever lasting globe.
Exactly, and it's even like gone one step further. Is that they're not only energy saving bulbs, like the fluorescent
Yeah.
ones. It's now moved to LEDs,
And
and
it's just freaking bright.
those.
You've seen my kitchen lights?
The first time I saw this light, I was like, I need sunglasses. Literally, we all kind of jumped back. We were just like, okay, Blue's got a new kitchen light. How you doing?
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's an LED light as well.
Yes.
LED energy saver. Yeah, so that's cool.
And it'll last
Okay.
you like 7 years. So guys, yes, it does cost like maybe like $10 more.
But I mean, you're saving 7 years.
You're saving. It draws less power,
Yeah.
and it lasts for like 7 years.
I don't want to change your globe all the time. I mean, it's a bit
Exactly.
annoying. Yeah.
So that's an option. I found this one interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, granted, we don't come from somewhere where heating and things are
Yeah,
an
yeah.
issue. But what's the point of having an air conditioner on if you got holes in your window?
Sorry, what?
What's the point of having the air conditioner on if your windows don't seal properly?
Yeah, that's true.
So
That is
those
true. Yeah, that makes no sense.
are little things that you can consider.
Yeah.
Um,
Either fix your windows or have the week.
or have them open
yeah.
properly. So it's a little bit of common sense.
Yeah.
Even though I say that common sense is not common.
Yeah, that's true. I believe that as well.
But that's another option.
Yeah.
This was really hippie, and I don't know, Mr. Blue, do you feel like telling the world about maybe recycling their clothes?
Well,
I
you
wonder
can
how
use-
people will feel about that.
Thrift stores are not a bad option. I mean, it's cheaper. The clothes are clean, and I mean, you can find some good deals there as well. So even if you're looking for something, go to a thrift store first.
I love shopping in thrift stores.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now
You know
the
that
whole
song?
world
What's that
knows.
song with Macklemore?
What?
Yeah.
What? I wear your granddad's
coat.
coat.
I look incredible. Yeah.
I mean, this big head coat from that thrift shop down the road.
Yeah.
So see, Macklemore advocates for
Yeah,
thrift
exactly.
stores. It's also cool because it's unique.
Mm.
That's my reason for liking
Okay.
it, because
I've never been yet, so I don't buy clothes in a hurry as well. So.
yeah, it's also a little bit more difficult for men,
guys,
I
yeah.
think, because you guys hold on to your clothes.
We do
forever.
because you can, but that's also a good thing about us. We don't buy clothes in a hurry, so we use what we have. Not like you'll have a full cupboard and then not you specifically, but
I'm so glad that I did not have to actually say anything to
but
him.
you just have
because-
shoes.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey. Just when I was telling you that you weren't pulling files, you go pull files. No, but it's true. I
yeah.
mean, it's the overconsumption thing
Yeah.
that just use what you need.
True.
Seriously,
true.
there's
And
no need.
it's easier now than it's ever been before. So there's no excuse not to at least do one of these things that we're giving you advice on. So even if it's one thing you've never done before, and it will probably lead to you doing more. And I think also the other thing that we need to realize is that even when we drive, we can save the pollution and all that if we drive conservatively.
Correct. There's no need to be going.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the Vurpas are not Mother Nature's friends.
Not only does it you waste your petrol, it can damage your tires and your engine, and it uses more energy in terms of more fuel because
That's true.
You're going fast and you're slowing down. So in that
Your
short
fuel
space,
economy goes
yeah, exactly.
Aye,
And then
aye, aye.
then you go and fill fuel at the garage, and then they have to go and get more fuel and shit like that. So
big speeches, and
Oil and
technology hasn't reached the level in South Africa where we're not, or where we're using clean fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're still on the petroleum life.
Yeah, so I think consider
your
that as well.
bit.
Drive conservatively, guys. Just I think keep that in mind. The other thing we also can be aware of is that when we recycle different types of materials, we save the environment in different ways.
Do share.
Okay, so if you recycle paper and wood, obviously you're saving the trees and the forests.
Hippie child!
No, but I mean,
No, I know.
if you look at it, there's so many forests and natural habitats that are being destroyed because we need paper.
The Amazon.
And if you look at those images, you see the bulldozer coming in and the animals just running away from the bulldozer.
It's heartbreaking.
It's quite
It's heartbreaking.
It's crazy.
I get so sad.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing to remember. And when you recycle plastic, then obviously you're creating less new plastic because
Saving the landfalls.
Yeah, and
Okay.
no one's throwing bottles away. No turtles are going to get choked on plastic and shit like that, and
Speaking of turtles, tiny tip, something that I do. You know those little rings that you can sometimes...
Must cut it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always cut
Yeah.
those.
So basically, what Bugz is talking about is when you have a Coke bottle, or a milk bottle, and then you got the cap, and then underneath the cap is that ring, that plastic ring that goes around to create the seal, basically.
Correct.
So that if you just snap it, so it's no longer a circle,
Correct.
but it can either be two strips or just a whole, just to break it.
The reason for that is if it does end up in the ocean, there's no fishy or creature that's going to get strangled and things, and then I get sad.
Yeah, true.
So snip your seals.
Also, you can also recycle metal. So when you recycle metal, then obviously there's less need for them to go and dig up and use expensive machinery and use mining and damage environment.
Okay, that's cool. So
'Cause
you
you
don't
can
need to
melt-
actually like mine
Because
new and
what
fresh
they'll do is they
ore.
take that metal and they'll melt it down and reuse it again. So that also helps it'll reduce the amount that we need.
What's the deal with glass?
Glass, you can save sand. Sand is used to make glass. So
Do you know how mind blown I was the day I realized that sand makes glass?
it's quite,
I was
it's
like,
quite
what?
interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see that. But
That's amazing.
yeah. So those are the four main things you can recycle. We can also recycle your appliances instead of throwing them away. So you just need to contact someone to recycle your appliances.
And there's a couple of companies from the 300 that we
will do
mentioned
that,
do things like that.
Yeah.
So, because I never know what to do with my old batteries. I'm like,
I have a drawer full of batteries.
I know. We know, babe.
Hey.
Babe, we know.
Okay.
Inside joke. Feel
Yeah.
free to comment on
I'm not her babe. Just FYI.
No,
I'm
he's
nobody's
not.
babe.
Yeah, I keep saying you're single. Come on, surely the message should
Shut
be here
up.
by now.
Shut up.
So natural resources and stuff aside, and being the hippie child that I am, I'm always wanting to save animals.
Okay.
And I think everyone kind of wants to help animals because we're just like, oh, they're cute and fuzzy. But you don't realize that in the whole waste system that exists in the world, that wildlife's actually impacted as well. Yes, there's natural resources and etc. that is pulled out of the earth, but it saved the little animals also.
Because remember, animals also have an important each animal has an important role to play in the ecosystem. So if we start destroying their habitats, how are they going to maintain the balance of the environment? Because we can't break down certain things that they break down. We can't eat all the things the worms eat and what.
Exactly.
So and the birds eat the worms, and then the cycle of life. Lion King, basically.
Lion King!
So I think we need to preserve the circle of life. That's what we're trying to say here.
So profound.
Yeah.
Those guys coming with profoundness before the episode's even done. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with you? It's true though.
Yeah.
It is true. And if you want to see what we're talking about, you can literally just Google or YouTube leaching or algal bloom, and you'll see what upset ecosystems actually look like.
Yeah.
The thing is, we learned most of this in school.
Yes,
But
we did.
We learned most of this in school. It's more about actually doing it. So recycle.
Recycle, reduce. What's the thing we used to say on TV? Reduce, recycle, reuse.
Wrong order, but same principle.
What's the right order?
The right order is reduce, reuse, recycle.
That was Bugz listened to her.
Yes. And there's a reason it's in that order, actually.
Okay.
I only discovered that recently.
Oh.
Reduce is because that's the first thing that you can do.
Reduce your waste or consumption
yes.
or whatever
So
it is.
don't buy takeout,
Right,
buy
right.
plastic-free packaging,
Right, okay.
blah, cloth shopping bags, yada yada.
Right.
So reduce, reuse,
Reuse what you have.
use what you have.
Okay.
And the things that you have that you cannot use, recycle it.
Ah, so clever.
cells.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Exactly. So, do whatever you can. Seriously. Not only does it help the environment, it saves you money too.
Yeah,
Because energy consumption is costly.
exactly.
The government is wanting us to pay monies for their services.
No.
So,
Just no.
Blue was literally, I got a death stare and he was just like, no. No. So, Jewish tradition and laws about the Sabbath is that you're not supposed to turn a wheel on the Sabbath day. Old
Okay.
Testament vibes.
Right. Okay.
So, with it being an eco Sabbath, it's a day where you go dark.
Oh wow.
So once a week, pick a day, go dark.
No TV. No.
Luto.
No phone too.
Luto.
Haibo. Read
Literally.
a book.
Yeah, read a book, build a
Use
fire.
a candle.
Do something.
Can use a candle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, don't eat meat, guys. Do you know how much methane cows and sheep emit?
Yeah. Look, I'm a big advocate. Yeah, I'm a big meat eater. But I think I've reduced my consumption of meat.
Especially since the podcast.
Yeah, I have actually. A lot of vegetables and a lot of non-meat. I won't say it's like I physically make the conscious thing. It's just, I think that,
It's how it happened.
yeah, it just happened that way.
Also, again, cost effective. Lamb is expensive.
It is.
Lamb
I mean-
is expensive.
I would like to mention on the podcast, there is a beach cleanup happening sometime this month. I think it's in the last week of the month. I think it's on 24th.
Are we going?
I think we should be going.
We told you about what South Africa does, what you can do as an individual, and we thought we'd let you know where and how you can do it as well.
Okay, so there's a few companies we found that are
No affiliations.
Yeah, no affiliate. We just thought it would be nice to let you guys know. One of them is called My Waste. They have a directory of recyclers and collectors. They have a website as well. If you just Google them,
Yeah.
But all of these you can find online as well.
Correct.
So just contact them and see what you have to offer in terms of your waste and give it to them. The other one is Habitat for Humanity. That was
I didn't
quite
really
interesting.
understand this one.
Bugz asked me. She asked me.
I might have lost my brain recently.
If they reuse the old bricks, that's still part of recycling.
I didn't say that.
What did you say? You said that.
No.
Yes.
Stop pulling
So-
files on me.
So basically what Habitat for Humanity does, if you have any spare building things like your cement or bricks or whatever materials used to build and you don't know what to do with it, you contact them and they'll come and pick it up and they'll reuse it.
Yeah. So
So-
that was cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. Because I was literally like, but that's not recycling. And then it was like, oh wait, there's
It
a whole
is.
slogan. It's reduce, reuse, and recycle. I was just like, okay, well done, Tara. You have a brain. So, I'm sure a good number of us remember the big orange bins. and-
Monday!
Yeah. The Monday man.
He came with the whole thing. He came.
So-
Looked like an eraser.
He's supposed to look like a newspaper.
He looked like an eraser because of the shape.
So,
anyway.
Mondi has rebranded and they are now called Impact.
Oh, yeah. I like that name.
Same story, same vibe. You can find them online. Try and arrange to get a bin, a paper bin at your school, church, wherever you are, whatever it is. So they're cool. Collect a can.
I remember those dudes.
School days.
Yeah,
School days.
yeah.
We all used to try and drink as much Coke as possible to try
Just
and
take the
impress
can
the
to
teachers. Impress the teachers and be like, "Ma'am, I brought a can."
Having sugar rushes at home or bringing cans to school.
Teeth are rotting, but I'm winning the collect
Yeah.
a can competition.
Exactly.
The only thing with collect a can that's really cool. Correction. The only thing about collect a can is that you need to drop off your cans.
Okay.
So
you got to find a depot.
You got to find a depot.
Okay.
And you are required to separate your metals, your cans. So separate it into tin and aluminium.
Oh, okay. How do you know which is which?
That's a very good question. I suppose you'd have to read
The packaging.
the packaging.
Okay, cool. But that's not. I mean, it's a small step to help the environment in the long run.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I know this may seem obvious because some people are going to be like, but wait, how do I recycle a can? Guys, any and all recycling you need to wash first.
Yeah, just give it a rinse. Just give it a rinse. Doesn't take long. Just
yeah, that's true.
give it a rinse.
You don't
and
have to like wash it like it's
Yeah.
mama's Tupperwares kind of thing.
because you can't get it in the can anyway. You just gotta put some water in the can in that spout thing, shake it up, and then empty it out, and then done.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because also it's going to stank.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're busy collecting
Yes.
recycling in
And
your
you don't
house
wanna
and you
get
don't
any-
wash it, it's going to
And
stank.
it's gonna collect insects. I learned that the hard way. And then the mistake. Have to spray the damn thing. But anyway, also if you have glass, you can contact the glass recycling company. They accept glass bottles and glass food jars only, and they have a few banks that you can deposit that at. So just Google them and check where's your nearest one.
Your nearest glass recycling company.
Correct.
There's also a PET recycling company.
That's,
I'm not even going to try and say the whole PET thing
basically
out
it's
loud.
plastic.
It's plastic.
Plastic,
It's
yeah.
plastic.
Plastic.
The type of plastic that can't really break down and
It's that, what do you call it? The compound
thermoplastics.
plastic.
Thermoplastics.
Thermoplastics. Okay, all right. Also, if you have any electronic waste, there's a company called EWASA, which is the E-Waste Association of South Africa. They oversee the sustainable, environmentally sound e-waste management system.
And the thing I liked about them is that they're a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
So they literally just dispose of all your tech and applications.
Correct.
Ooh,
So
tech and appliances.
applications. Okay. So I think a lot of us in this day and age, we're always upgrading our computers, our laptops, our phones, printers, and what.
Everything, because
So,
technology is changing
If
so
you don't know,
fast.
if you don't have, I think I have a few things I need to get rid of actually, old phones. So contact them and let them do their thing, and it'll help them do business because they're non-profit.
Exactly.
So they depend on us, guys. So let's help the so-called little guys if we can.
If there's anyone who actually makes use of any of these companies, I would love to hear about
Some
your
feedback,
experience
yeah.
with them. So that we can spread the word. Because, I mean,
Exactly.
they're doing good work. They're all South African. It's not
Yeah.
like they're international companies that are just peeing on our turf.
True.
So why not?
Yeah.
Lord knows we need GDP.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have blues bit? Okay, you think away and
We have to
let
edit.
us know what blues bit for the week is, because we've done a lot of talking.
Yeah. I think we need to, as a society and human beings, we need to take accountability
Oh,
of.
Jesus.
I think we as a society and as human beings need to take accountability for our actions and the waste that we have created, because like we said in the beginning of the episode, Mother Nature can sustain herself.
Correct. She does a damn good job of
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I mean, look at lockdown, what happened, right?
Ah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, the oceans were clear, everything, there was no, but the skies were clear. You could see
One of the holes in the ozone layer actually closed.
you could see the difference. Now, obviously, if we are removed from society, then obviously the earth would heal. So we need, as people, to recycle our nonsense, use less waste, and whatever we're using, just need to use less of it.
Exactly.
Because we are over consuming. So guys, let's be conscious of what we are doing, because we are not going to be here for a long time, and there are other generations who's going to feel it. So think about your children. If they are not going to see certain animals or creatures because of what we are doing, how is that going to sit on your conscience?
Can I add?
Yes.
There is a beautiful Native American saying
Yes.
that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children.
There we go.
Bugz win for the week! Woo!
Thanks for staying tuned. Be sure to tell us how much you love listening to us.
We're all over the internet. Just search the Pot Stirrers Durban.
And pick your platform to like, follow, comment, and subscribe.
Stay safe. The Pot Stirrers, teaching you things you weren't taught in high school.